Oh, here it is.
Show it. Someone just said aloha.
Very dramatic music. Oh.
It is dramatic.
ハイラル王国の歴史は太古の昔から幾度もガーノンという名の厄災に見舞われてきた歴史。
だが主の方はやはり覚えておらぬようじゃな。
今こそ話そう。100年前何があったのか。
私が今までしてきたことは何の役にも立たなかった。
そして娘を救ってやってくれ。
If this doesn't come out at launch date, they lose a huge opportunity.
Spring 2018.
No, don't say that.
I think it will be launch day. That's why they like saved it till
目を
last.
覚まして。
There it is. Launch date lover.
Yes!
They saved themselves with that last thing.
Some guy just said, take my money, take it. And that is the end of the presentation. They did not even say anything else. They just left it at that.
They just dropped the mic.
Alright, so let's, hold on. We'll do, post-show.
Some guy's like, they didn't say how much it was.
I don't think he was there for the beginning.
No, the game.
Oh, I mean, I would be
It's 'cause
surprised if it was.
they're all the
anything.
same. They're all the same price.
All right, so post show. All right, so reaction. What do you want to start? Do you want to start at the end? Or do you want to start at the beginning?
Okay, so I guess to start this off, this is basically a spoiler show. So if you have not watched the announcements and you want to, you should stop this and watch the announcements because we're going to talk about what they announced. I guess we should start at the end and work our way back because otherwise we'll be much more negative.
No, I think we should start at the beginning.
Okay. Well, I mean, the beginning was the fact.
All right,
the
how
surprise.
about this? How about this? We do an overall opinion, and then we back it up. You know, we do the pluses and the minuses.
Okay. So, I mean, overall, taking it all in now for a second,
Yeah.
I think it's positive.
Okay.
I guess on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being like super positive, I would say I'm probably at like a 6.5, 7.
Okay.
I was at a probably 7 to start with, and then I went down to about a 3, and then at the end I got back up to about a 6.5.
Okay. All right. I'll say I'm probably at. Ooh. I'd say a 7.
Now,
too.
before you say anything higher than a 7, don't remember that you're going to be paying $300 for the machine and
it's
then
probably
another
6.5
$60 for the game.
It's probably 6.5 to 7. I would say I was like you at the beginning. I was more like probably a 7 to an 8.
Because essentially you're going to be paying $360 to play
One game.
Zelda for 6 months.
Mm-hmm. So that's the thing. So let's talk about. We'll start with the positives, right?
Well, the positives are they have one really good game coming out with the machine, and it's coming out at the beginning of March.
Okay, so I would say release date positive. The fact that they were smart enough to release Zelda as a launch title, positive. That'll sell the system. I would say the price point, I would say is generally positive. Like they didn't go above that $300 mark. You know, would I have liked to seen it at $249? Yeah, but they are packaging it with.
They also didn't give any details about the specs of the machine.
Oh, you mean in terms of performance?
Performance. They didn't talk about how much storage it has.
Yeah,
didn't
that
talk-
is. Mm-hmm.
You know, they didn't talk about whether it's expandable or not.
Yeah. Well, they kept it only to an hour. Which I'm actually surprised they didn't go to 90 minutes or 2 hours.
Maybe they'll release all that stuff online tomorrow.
Press release. Yeah. I would say another positive would be the fact that they are supposedly releasing a Mario this year.
So
That's a positive.
what's interesting is that the Breath of the Wild, which is coming out on the Wii U,
Yes.
is not supposed to come out until the Wii U till the 31st of March.
Yes. Yes.
So they moved up the date just to match the release date of the actual hardware. Which is interesting.
Yeah. No, that's interesting. So I'd say Mario, hopefully this year. They said this year, but again, they could delay it, obviously. Splatoon 2, that's
Delay
a good
what?
thing. But I felt like it would have been if they had Splatoon 2 and Zelda at release. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
I think that would have been good.
They didn't talk about Mario Kart at all.
No, I saw it.
But it was Mario Kart 8, so it's not a new Mario Kart.
They had a bunch of titles that are RPGs that all look good, and I like where they're going with it, but there was no dates with any of it. Fire
date
Emblem, Shin Megami Tensei, the new
Xenoblade.
Xenoblade. There was a couple other Japanese RPGs that were in there. Fire Emblem.
Sega had the best non-announcement.
Yeah, exactly.
They just came out and said, "Yeah, we're making games."
Yeah, so
Didn't
there was a lot of ambiguity there. Like, I felt like I know what they were trying to do. Like, hey, we're not going to pull a Wii U and not have games ever. But, like, people need to see more than that. Like,
Well, they
Yeah.
said, "quote unquote," 80 games are in development, but I mean, what the hell does that know?
yeah.
Does that mean 10 will release this year and the rest of the 70 will release over the next 2 or 3 years.
Once the systems come down in price or something. Heck, even Skyrim for the...
They didn't talk about even a lot of the accessories that I thought they might talk about.
Yeah, they didn't show any of the accessories, other than the Pro Controller.
They didn't talk about price of anything else except the actual system. Although they don't seem to mark up their stuff as much as Microsoft does, so they should be probably reasonably affordable.
All right, so that's what I'm going to say about positives. Let's get on to the negatives. Where do you want to start with this disaster?
Well, very vague.
What would you say other than the vagueness, which we started talking about, would you say the fact that they only have 2 launch titles as a huge negative?
I'm sure they'll have a couple other
ones they didn't talk about.
Wii Sports like things.
Or maybe games that are already out on Wii U just rebranded.
The other thing they didn't talk about at all is if you can download stuff off the Nintendo store.
Yeah, there was none of that.
Because there's a ton of stuff, like with the Wii U, I noticed a while back when I was just up there, there's a ton of stuff on the store that you can just download. Old titles and stuff. They didn't talk about any of that, whether that would be available. They did talk about...
the online was vague, too.
Well, they talked about this online... Well, first of all, they talked about having to have a smart device with it. Which is kind of odd, because does that mean there's no way to directly connect to the internet through the thing?
You have to go through your Wi-Fi plan or something?
They didn't... So that was weird how they kept saying the word smart device. It was like seemed like he was deliberately saying that versus saying using the actual hardware. An interesting other thing, there was some kind of Xbox Live-ish type of thing that they're talking about, which is going to be free for now.
Until fall.
Until the fall, and then they're going to start charging for it.
Yeah.
Yep. Which is fine if it's, $50, $60 a year, and it's worth it, but...
Yeah, here's the thing, is if you charge $50 or $60 a year, and you have... Like, Zelda's not a multiplayer game. Which I'm not saying is a bad thing. It's not designed to be. It's not that type of game.
Which is probably why they wait until the fall to charge.
Because there's no games.
No games to support.
How are you gonna charge like you gotta have?
And what is it gonna do? Is it gonna be just if it's just gonna be like a Nintendo store? Then there's no sense in charging for it. If it's gonna be like. I
found it interesting they called it Nintendo Switch Online, which means it's not
gonna work with like the older thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like if you have Splatoon 2 on your Wii U, you can't play against the Switch Wii U. That would kind of suck.
Who knows if Splatoon 2 is even going to come out on the Wii U?
Oh, it probably will. But who knows? You're right. But like, yeah.
So that's one thing. The multiplayer is kind of like, okay, we said they're going to have multiplayer and chat and stuff, but what does it look like? They obviously didn't show any of it.
Well, it's going to be interesting if they take some of the handcuffs off for the developers and not, because like they've totally restricted what you could do with the Wii U just because they were concerned about kids and protecting the kids and stuff.
Yep.
That's why they don't have like online chat and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So are they going to like take those handcuffs off, or are they not?
Are they going to put some type of parental controls on, or something?
There's no information.
So that I wouldn't put that as a negative. I would just put it as a question mark.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? Like, we didn't get enough information to make a determination. One piece of information we got a determination on was like I said, the fact that there's no games coming out at launch.
Nothing significant, at least.
I mean, again, other than Zelda. And I mean, I'm not diminishing the fact that Zelda is a big enough title to...
Yeah, but again, if you had a Wii U, who cares? It's already...
Yes. Well, I mean, you have to understand, almost nobody has a Wii U. The base of people... Well,
I wouldn't say that. But here's the thing is, like, if that's your only reason... If you have a Wii U, right, which you got to figure... I got to guess at least half... You're going to probably disagree with me, but I'm going to say at least half the Nintendo users have a Wii U. why would they bother buying a Switch at launch time if the only game coming